Friends forever. I was an outcast since day one. I never acted the right way. I could never get it right. My teachers got mad when I squirmed and fidgeted in my seat. Apparently, it meant I was not paying attention. To me, it was the only way I could pay attention. Then they were upset I didn't understand what they were teaching. Other kids didn't like me either. I was never good in social situations. At least that is what I was told. I never could understand what I was doing wrong. It always felt like no one understood me at all. That was until I met her. She came into our first grade class halfway through the year. Jasper Johnson, would you be the guide for our new student, Liza Aguilar, today? I remember Mr. Green asked, make sure she knows where to go and understands what to do. Unlike most, she was always nice to me. She even was interested in my rants about my favorite topics. At the time that was all types of dogs. We were inseparable. It stayed that way for 6 years. Middle school was hard for both of us. Neither of us had many friends. That was okay because I only needed her. I can't believe how long we've been friends, like we're almost in 8th grade, I exclaimed as we walked to the park. Ms. Rogers had been discussing our schedules for 8th grade in science. Yeah, she replied, staring ahead. She thought a second and asked, we're gonna be friends forever, right? Friends forever, I replied, smiling big. As we turned, I saw the familiar bright green grass and metal play equipment of the park we went to every day Friday after school. Just beyond that, the sparkling water of the lake that I loved so much. As usual, I started pointing out the beautiful and interesting parts of the park and how it was a part of the local environment while we went and sat on our favorite bench. Sorry, I'm probably talking your ear off, I said, slightly embarrassed. It's okay, I like your excitement, she laughed. We talked for a while, looked at the pretty surroundings, and ate our snacks. Just like we did every week, but like always it was so much fun. I'm gonna do the monkey bars a little, okay, Liza said while walking towards the monkey bars. I turned to watch. It always made me nervous when she goes on those things. Be careful, I blurt out, without thinking. Don't worry, she spits back quickly. I watch as she climbs up and reaches to grip the bar. Liza goes smoothly across each bar and then back again. She starts going again and lands in the middle of the set. Hey, Jasper, watch this. Liza yelled as she starts rocking back and forth. I turn to watch her trick. She loves to flip over the bars and land on top of them. My blood goes cold when she loses her grip and falls and rolls down the hill all the way to the edge of the lake below. Liza, I screamed. I jump up from the bench and fly down the hill. By the time I get to her, I can see red coming from her head. Her eyes were closed and she didn't respond to me. Some help, I begged. Call 911, someone running towards us tells me. I quickly pull my phone from my pocket and dial. As people begin to crowd us, everything went by in a blur. I don't know how long it took, but eventually, an ambulance came and took her away on a stretcher. Before I knew it, I was sitting in the back of Liza's mom's car, on the way to the ER. When we got there, she went up to the front desk and I went to take a seat. I felt numb and terrified at the same time. It felt like ages before Ms. Aguilar came over to me. How is she? What's going on? I asked as soon as she could hear me. I'm sure she is gonna be fine, but I don't know much. She is still unconscious. She hit her head pretty hard and that can be pretty serious. The doctors are taking care of her, she explained in a kind but worried voice. I didn't say anything for a while. A million questions and scenarios were swirling in my head. It was too much to process. Noticing my concern, Ms. Aguilar made her voice even more gentle and said, "It's gonna be all right. You won't be able to see her today or until she is back conscious. But as soon as she is, you can see her. I promise. I know how much you guys mean to each other." I nodded quietly. A few minutes later my dad came into the hospital. I said bye to Ms. Aguilar, grabbed my school bag, and got into the car. I didn't say anything the whole drive home. I just couldn't believe everything that happened today. When we got home I dropped my bag at the door and immediately went to my room. I knew it was dinner time, but I also knew if I eat I may throw up. I didn't know if I wanted to cry or scream. She was my best friend. The only person who understood me. It was a month before she regained conciseness. I called Liza's mom twice a week if not more until she did. Every time she said the same thing. She is doing fine, but we don't know anything else. She explained calmly. Okay, thank you, Ms. Aguilar, I say.
Are you there, God? It's me, are you there, God? It's me. I was so nervous to even start a conversation, or a prayer if you will. It's been a while since I've last sat and talked with the big man up there. Clearing my throat, for some reason I felt so nervous, though I've had many talks with God, but this talk was different, like the prodigal child returning home but with a burden to get off my chest. It's me, Riley, and it's been a while since, we last talked. Or since I last talked to you, considering everything that's been happening and going on lately, I just, that I'm sorry, sort of feeling foolish, but I kept going because I know deep down he is listening. It's just, I feel unworthy of having a conversation with the big man. Last time I cussed him out. Literally, but, angrily, I let out a heavy sigh, and soon the words just came rolling down from my mind and out from my mouth. Okay, God, why? Why didn't you take me instead? I literally was on my knees begging you. I wouldn't have mind being sacrificed. I mean, you took someone that had so much going for her life. Newly married, a mom of a 3-year-old, and yet, you let me live? I just don't get it. I felt that burning sensation deep in my chest, that feeling I get when I start to feel emotional, which I hated. Sitting there in my room, with the candles lit, I looked at the picture behind the candles. It was my sister. Beautiful and young and forever frozen in this age, in this time. So full of life. So deserving of this life, yet here I was. Alive. With nothing in life accomplished. Nothing going for myself, hating every second that I was given a chance to live, but not her, confused and conflicted. I will never understand why this happened. Staring at her picture, I started again. You let me live, yet every day I am in a constant battle of trying to make things right, or trying to live life for the goodness of it, trying to live for my sister, but how can I? I am such a fuck up. Yeah, that was the type of relationship I had with God, where I could talk to him as a real person. Sighing, I laid back in bed and just stared at the ceiling, pretending that it was God. Of course I don't have any idea of how God would look like, but I imagined a big burly man with white hair and a big white flowing beard with soft yet concerned features, grabbing my sister's picture on my nightstand. I felt the tears welled up in my eyes, and slowly falling down my cheeks. Hugging her picture close to my heart. I closed my eyes and recalled my memories of her, and with her, her laughter, her voice, her smile, everything about her. It's only been 6 months, but still, her death felt as if it happened just yesterday. Every second I am haunted by the fate that was chosen for us. We both fell ill, with the same sickness. We both fought hard to live. I made it out, and was relieved. When she didn't, I felt such immense guilt for being relieved. For being alive. When she deserved life more than I. God, I do not understand your plan, and I probably never will, but it is hard. And I just wish you let her see me, or visit me at least. I just wish you could let me dream a dream where I am reuniting with her and talking stories and catching up, and the things I want to tell her, like how her baby girl knows she's with you but still asks questions like why she went. I guess it doesn't really make sense to her, but she's trying to understand, just like how I am trying to understand your plans. And I'm so sorry for doubting you and resenting you and, basically, almost hating you, because I know you have a purpose. And who am I? To question your purpose? To question your plan? When I am just a speck of dust in your creation, but how can I live on acting as if I am at peace when I am far from it? Angrily, I sat up in bed with my head in my hands, my sister's picture in my lap. I watched my tears splattered across the glass that acted as a cover for her picture. Wiping my eyes suddenly, I sat upright and breathed deeply in and out. Did you ever think about my parents? How they would feel to lose another child? So soon? Did you ever think of my siblings and I? How alone I would feel? She was my bestest friend, and you let this world take her away from me. And I know I've said you, but safe to say this world, because I mean, you are God? You could have prevented this? You could just with the snap of your finger or blink of an eye stopped her sickness, gotten her better, and she would have came home. Like she wanted. She cried to come home. She said it out loud. Did you not hear her? How did you hear my prayers? Instead of hers? I mean, we all prayed. Hard and long into the night's early mornings. Why would you just turn away like this? Was it to torture me? Because you know I am weak? Because you knew I would feel this way towards you after everything? I love you, but I am so angry with you, and I refuse to hate you because. Can I even add me?